Hello guys, welcome to Twinwood 2023. So another year at Twinwood. We're going to do a little tiny different vlog this year. We're going to be talking about some of the stuff that you might be asking questions of if you've never been here before. So we try and put lots of information into this vlog, and if you want to comment below or ask questions, we'll try and find out the answers or ask on the Facebook group. But for now we're going to pop into it. It's Sunday morning. You've got the orchestra, was it
the Twinwood
Philharmonic Orchestra. So we're going to go and watch them now, and then we'll do a little show around the place and give you some information.
Okay.
Right guys, so it's Monday morning now, at last day of Twinwood. So if we're looking a bit haggard, that's because we didn't get in till gone midnight last night. An excellent weekend again at Twinwood. Even though we've had a little bit of rain, it's been really good, hasn't it?
Yeah, the rain doesn't stop play.
No, just got to put a coat on. So like I said, this vlog is going to be more about explaining some parts of Twinwood, because we get a lot of people doing comments on the Facebook group and other places about what you can do. So my wife Loretta drove the van here on Thursday night, didn't you? Because you can get here on Thursday. You can get on Wednesday, but it costs a lot more money. So she come here Thursday night because I was working, and set up, and I got the train up. So you can get the train to Bedford town. It's Thames Link from London if you're coming up from London. It doesn't take long. You can bring your bikes on the train at certain off peaks if you want to bring bikes. And from Bedford I walked up to the show, so it's an hour walk to the first pub down by the town. There's another pub along the way if you want to have some dinner, which is lovely. It looks like a lovely one. I popped in there and had a look. I'll show you a little video of that now. And then we like I say, walked up, so it's not far for walking or cycling if you've got that ability.
There's a little footpath, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a good cycle footpath all the way
from the show down to the town there.
And the footpath. Oh yeah, it's a public. There's a footpath off road to the town. Yeah.
There's not much in the town. There's like 2 pubs and 2 small supermarkets.
Yeah, there's a Tesco's, so you can get your food, the Budgeons, and there is a cash point if you want to get money there.
I wouldn't rely on it.
I think there's a hairdressers and some bits and pieces if you don't want to pay the prices here.
Small town, though,
yeah, it's not a small town, little town. Yeah. And for buses, I believe it's 50 bus, number 50, because that's what Google's saying, but I couldn't find out. But all the way along it's saying 51, whether it's an old sign they put up. So have a look at that if you're getting the bus up from Bedford. Maybe someone can comment below whoever's done it, because I didn't actually get the bus. And if you're staying in town, a lot of people stay either in the main town in B&Bs, Airbnbs and hotels, or they stay at Bedford and then they get the bus up to the main arena. And when you get to the car park, the main car park, which is free, if you decide to bring your car up, that's free to stay. They do a bus service which is free from the car park to the main arena, which is going from Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and Monday.
No Fridays, just Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Day visitors, and you can buy a day ticket.
Yeah, so that's the main part of how to get here. And everyone brings vans, tents. If you haven't got a van or tent, then they do the bell tents, which I'll show you a little picture of now. In there we talked to a lady. You've got a hairdresser place,
Hamper tent,
do your hair and stuff, yeah, for the women. They've got fridges, they've got a communal area.
Yeah, tables and chairs, and they've got showers and toilets and stuff.
Yeah.
So it looks quite nice. If you haven't got a tent, it's like quite a good opportunity to still come away for the whole weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, there's charging facilities in there. The bell tents come standard with a double height airbed, and for the super ones you actually get, I think, a proper bed. You've got carpets in them. Everyone's sitting there having tea and cakes and stuff like that.
Nice.
It is really nice and comfortable, and it's right next to the main arena. So if you want to just sit there and listen to the music, you can definitely hear it from there. So I think that's most of it about far from getting here, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's quite quiet, so we said, considering the amount of people on site, it's really quiet. Yeah. You know.
Right. So the actual site that we're on, they're all glass pitches. They've got non-electric and electric. This year we're doing non-electric.
There's not much electric, so I think if you want electric you need to get in quick.
Yeah, book up quick for that. That's on mainly, I don't know what site B. We're on site A this year. We usually go site B. So they got pretty good toilets all around the place, and they are kept quite clean, so not like some festivals we've been. And they've got really good showers. The showers are quite powerful and they're really hot, and they're going all day long, so you've got to pick your moment to get the showers. Personally, I find that lunchtime's a good time to get a shower, because it's busy in the morning, the temperature drops from showers and the pressure. So I'll go in the arena, we'll come back and get changed, have some lunch, and I'll jump in the showers then, which is a good way of doing it. Or we've done it on the way back at late at night, haven't we, before? We took our shower stuff into the arena, come back and jumped in the shower then. So pick your times to get the showers, and you won't be disappointed. if you're going in the morning, you've got to expect there will probably be a queue.
It doesn't take long. Everyone's quite quick, aren't they?
And yeah, that's it really for the site. It's just a basic field really.
But you don't spend a lot of time really, you know. Event starts at like 11 most days, and the main arena opens at 10 with all the stalls and food and drink, and so you can stay from 10 till midnight every night really, if you want to. There's not much time back at the caravan or the site unless you want to. Yeah,
you're not worth setting up loads of stuff, because we don't spend a lot of time here by the van. Just come back here for sleeping and
eating,
getting ready for the next day.
As you walk through.
Right, so we do a little walkthrough, talk about the walkthrough to the site, and I'll do video clips as we're talking, so you're not just listening to me, watching me rabble on. So as you go into the main site, before you get into the main arena, there's a nice hairdressers. We'll try and put a link on below about her, so you can look it up to see about the prices. There is another hairdressers in the main area as well. Can't remember that. What's the name of that one?
I can't remember, but you can book online beforehand.
That's Le Caf de Beau, isn't it?
Yeah, but
the Caf de Beau, so that's another one, the hairdressers as well.
Also next to the hairdressers, you can hire a hairdryer for I think £3 for 10 minutes if you wanted to dry your hair yourself.
Which would be great for people on non-electric like me, because you can kill your battery if you otherwise.
And you've got Charlie's shop.
Charlie's shop, yeah.
Next door.
So he does all your food. He does bread every day and
newspapers,
milk and
if
stuff
you want to
like that.
Order them.
Yeah, I think he does newspapers. This year he had problems with the newspapers, but he normally does newspapers. And so you can get, if you run out of little bits and pieces, there's that there, and saves going into the main town. But like I said earlier, you can go into the main town. There's Tesco's there as well.
And he sells ice as well, which is handy for your drinks.
Yeah. So you go into the main arena. At the top, there's a bar at the top, which does quite nice. They do a lot of the real ales. They do the pot belly, the best pot belly, the pot belly Twinwood, and another one that's a darker ale. So they do 3 real ales, and they've got London Pride. And for the ladies, glass of wine, isn't it?
They do cider. They do cider and draft, and they do Magnus cider as well. And next door to that, up the top, they've got fish and chips, and they've got also some food place. I saw people eating last night about 9-10 o'clock. They were also ordering food. Yeah, so there's food up there, and there's tables, chairs like the picnic benches up there to eat. And down the bottom, there's a couple more food places. There's a burger place, there's a coffee place, there's an ice cream place. We do show video all these. So there's a few things around the main arena, and there's little tiny, what are you going to call them at the back? The boxes. So there's boxes around the back that you can pay for. The bottom ones are more expensive. They're bigger, and the top ones are cheaper. But they're about 600 quid, aren't they? Yeah, I think they're 600 quid for the smaller ones. I can't remember the big ones. So they're quite expensive, but you can obviously split that down if you've got a big group. They're mainly for groups. Often people are celebrating birthdays and stuff, aren't they?
We'll talk about the days in a minute. So as you go through then from there, you've got on the right hand side there's a luggage place. So if you've got lost luggage, or if you've got your chairs, and we'll talk about chairs in the main arena in a minute, but if you've got chairs that you're carrying around but you don't want to take them on to the next show, you can leave them in there. It's free of charge. You get a ticket, just give them a donation towards Help the Heroes, and then later on when you give the ticket back, you get a chair back, and it's quite nice. And they also do a charging system, charger thing there to charge up your phones or your cameras or laptops, and again that's free of charge. You just give your item in, which I did with my GoPro yesterday, and they charge it up, and I gave them £1 donation. So that's really good service. We've used that a few times, haven't we? So it saves carrying your bags and chairs around.
Yeah, it's really handy, especially for your day visitors.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if you're coming up with a day and you've got a chair, it's quite nice to put them in there.
Yeah, because day visitors do bring chairs and picnics and stuff, don't they?
So going up there, we've got obviously got all the stalls. We showed all the stalls and stuff like that, and we bought loads of stuff.
You did?
Yeah, spent a load of money again. So then you've got the Century Club on the left hand side. In there you've got again another load of stalls for buying stuff. Right down the bottom end you've got a catering area where they do, I know they're doing curry this year. They're doing sit down curry, which
and noodles.
My parents had, and
on Sunday they do a carvery.
They're still doing that. So they do this carvery roast then on Sunday. And then you've got another bar in there as well down the middle, and you've got the tea and coffee place where they do loads of lovely
tea
cakes,
and sandwiches, and afternoon tea, and proper china.
Yeah, done properly. Bit like you get in the cruises. So that's quite a nice area, and then there's loads of table chairs, and they have the dance, the stage. They do some really good acts there, so don't think the main arena is only there. All these other places are well worth going to. There's quite a few places, and they do the dance classes in there. There's one guy, I'll put a link down the bottom, and I'll put some of his pictures up there, which we got, his leaflets. He's an excellent dancer, and he's an excellent teacher, so it's well worth, if you want to learn something like foxtrot, which we did,
Balboa,
which you've never heard of, or any of them sort of ballroom dancing stuff. He does all them.
Yeah.
Plus the up beat mark.
I think he's been dancing for 30 years.
Yeah, very good couple. And if you're here, have a chat with him because he's good.
They're really nice as well. They're really friendly. They're around a lot, aren't they?
Yeah. And then from there you go down. Well, you've got opposite. Let's have a look at this list. We'll go through the list. We've got Casablanca Club. That's a really small venue. It's a really like personal sort of venue for seeing a band, an individual singer. Yeah, but sit down area.
Lola was in there last night and you couldn't even get in there. You couldn't move to get in there. It was so crowded, but she's very popular, isn't she?
Yeah, the advice is people say if you want to go to these sort of this sort of venue, you've got to go and queue up if you want to get a seat up front. And it will be hot in there this time of year because it's been freezing some weekends. It'd be nice on a hot weekend. It wouldn't be. But some people sit down, go around the side and look in through the windows through the side and through the back because they have it all open. Really nice place, but we've never actually been there. We just looked in quite a few times. You've got the Soul Shack, which is another hall where they do mainly DJ and they do the dance classes in there. So we've been in there a couple of times for dance class, haven't we? Last year.
Yeah.
We did the Lindy Hop, wasn't it?
Yeah. Last year. That was the one that last night was transformed. You know, had the little. You had all the.
No, this is Soul Shack's. Well, I might be wrong. I thought Soul Shack was the hall. No. No, right. There you go.
That's just that one you're thinking of is the Tin Hat Club.
Oh yeah. Sorry, the Soul Shack. Yeah, it's an outside. They do have. Right, we cut that then. So the Soul Shack is an outside area. I'll show you the picture. It's got all the little tiny lamps.
Is it? And we've never seen too many people in there.
It's a
late night venue, isn't it? Really. Yeah. There was a band last night. There was a 9-piece band. You know.
Le Caf de Beau, if I'm saying that right, pronouncing it right. I mean, I'll put that in the bottom. That's another one. Like I said, it's a. You can get your hair done and everything else during the day.
And barbering, I believe.
Yeah, and then and barbering. All right, and then they transform that in the evening. And I think they have a band in there in the evening. They did, didn't they? Because we couldn't get in again.
Yeah.
It's packed. Another one that gets packed.
Small intimate venues.
So you get the Moonshine Glades. That's one of our favourites. That's in the woods area, just next to this other hall. They have some really nice bands in there. A lot of the bluegrass bands.
Like folky type.
Yeah, folk bands, Irish singers, Scottish. People from
a lot of unusual instruments.
Yeah, we had people from what country is it? Romania, didn't they? Singing that, and so you get people from all over the country, world actually coming into that place. So that's really worth popping in. Another one that gets quite busy is there's a band that you particularly want to see. Get up there before they start, see if you can get a seat because of fun. But take your own chairs as well because you can sit around.
And there's a few that's undercover. Yeah. And they've got their own little dance.
They've got their own dance
stage as well.
Yeah. The Tin Hut, which was what I was thinking about earlier, that's the one with the DJ where they do the dancing and you get dance classes in there and there's a DJ gang. The Dance Marquee, which is it's been there before, it's the first time I went in there because they started doing bands in there. I don't think they used to do bands in there, but they have done now. Used to be a DJ, I believe, but that's where they do a lot of the dance classes. Gets quite busy for the big dances, the rock and roll, like Lindy Hop and all that sort of stuff, and the Charleston.
Yeah.
I can't remember names of them all. But, they do loads of dance classes, and they do a live band in the evening, so people go in there in the evening. The Control Tower, that's a really busy place because it's the best place for the dancing and the rock and roll. They have a lot of rock and roll bands. It's all undercover for the dance area. You get some really good dancers up there. So if you like dancing, definitely you want to put up there. And while you're up there, you've got the bar as well up there. It's the officers' mess. So, right, quick little pause there because it started raining. We just quickly get the towels in. So bars around that area. There's the officers' mess, which is a really nice place to have a look around as well as getting a pint of beer. It's done really nicely up from the old days.
A lot of memorabilia, isn't there? Yeah. From the old Twinwood's past.
Yeah, and you've got the Nag's Head, which is another little bar. It's quite a nice little bar as well. And next to the Nag's Head, you've got loads of different food areas. I'm not going to mention them all because I can't remember them.
They might change different years.
Yeah, but they do quite a lot of food, including pizzas and I don't know, all sorts of bits and pieces.
It's about £10, £12 a meal each, you know, but you know, you don't mind on the odd occasion.
Yeah, I'll put some pictures up so you can see some of the prices, but it's not all of them really. And then you've got all the stalls for, like I said, for shopping earlier. There's loads of them. You've got the cars down the bottom where they have all the nice cars all laid up from the old days as well. Anything else I forgot about the area? Not really. I think we covered a lot of it. Oh yeah, the museums. That's another thing. So this is, if you didn't know, this is Glenn Miller's, this is RAF Twinwood, and this is where Glenn Miller took off and it was his last flight because he sadly crashed, if anyone knows the story, and he died obviously on that flight. And so this has become like a museum for Glenn Miller as well. So up the top of the control tower, you can have a look around. It shows they've got like the models sitting up, set up. I've shown this before in one of my previous vlogs. So if you look at my previous vlogs from years before, you see the museums because we went manimal. They've got the
it's like a step back in time, isn't it?
Yeah.
They've got the control tower, haven't they?
Yeah, they've got the control tower. They've got the MT
Yeah.
mechanics place. They've got the World War II
Yes, it was.
bunkers in the woods, and there's all bits and pieces like that. So it can be a really, really great day out just to spend time going around to see all that before the shows start, because the shows don't always start until gone lunchtime. Right, so a little bit about the actual show event. So on Thursday night when you get here, there's no shows on, and the main arena's closed, but the top bar is open. And if you're lucky, one of the bands might be up doing a bit of a jam
I
session.
think it was this time.
There was. Every single time we've been here, there's been someone up there doing a bit of a jam session.
A lot of people go towards there, you know, and kind of meet up with people and say hello, and
Yeah,
you know,
so it's worth popping down there for a pint. It's not guaranteed to be music, but we've always had something. And if there's not something going on there, you walk around the site and you probably find that someone's got some musical instrument doing a bit of a jam session, and everyone's sitting around their caravan.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a really friendly weekend, so you'll always find something to do Thursday night. And then Friday morning, the arena opens normally at about 10 to half 10. Some years it's later if it's raining, so I want to keep the grass dry. It's quite funny. We'll show you a video of this where everyone's sitting there, and as soon as I say go, it's like the chariot race to get you out there, get your chairs out there. So a little bit about the chairs. This is a very controversial thing because a lot of arguments. There's people on both sides of the fence in this. So everyone sets their chairs up on Friday night in the main arena, and then they leave them there until Monday when they go home. It's in the program that you're not supposed to do that, leaving there, but it does happen. Personally, I like the idea, but I'm not too fussed either way. A lot of people moan because it does mean that day visitors can't get to the front. They can't. The place is just full of chairs, and a lot of people don't use them chairs certain nights. So it's a bit of a controversial. I'll probably get loads of comments down below what people think because it's all over Facebook. But anyway, that's what happens. So people set their chairs up Friday morning, and then all the stalls are open, but there's no bands on yet, so you can go up and do your shopping. If you forgot anything like I did, chairs and everything, you can go up and get your bits and pieces. The bars are open, and the cafes are open, and food places are open. About
Music started about 3 o'clock this
is
year.
it 3 o'clock? It's about 3 o'clock the first band starting. They only had 3 on, I think, main arena. I'll put the programme up if I can. We have scribbled all over it though. Each year is different, so that's Friday night, and usually it's a good end to Friday night as well. About 10 o'clock I think is the last band, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not too late.
Yeah, it's not a late one Friday night. And then the rest of the weekends is pretty much the same. So Saturday's the same. Bands don't start till about 12ish.
I think it's a bit earlier,
11.
but also Saturday and Sunday is the main dance classes.
Yeah, so that's a good point. Yeah, so some of the bands, the main arenas and that start early, but the outside bands don't start always quite early. So you can go and do your dance classes if you want to learn to dance, or get your afternoon tea. And that's pretty much it. So we had a great show on Saturday. Ended with the so good I can't remember.
ABBA?
Oh, ABBA. That was the first time they brought ABBA in. I'm not an ABBA fan really, but it was a good show, even though I didn't like ABBA. But we stayed for that. And then last night we had Elvis and Otis Redding, was it?
Yeah.
And it's called the Three Kings, but it ended up becoming the Four
Jerry
Kings.
Lee Lewis.
So I'll put some of all this in the second video.
There's so many, isn't there? You
yeah.
forget what you've seen tonight. We're really excited about Johnny Cash.
Yeah, we've got Johnny Cash today, and we got the Down for the Count.
We love the Down for the Count Orchestra.
They're brilliant. If you ever come in here and they're on, got to go and see Down for the Count.
Yeah, definitely. We've
so
seen them a few times in London as well, haven't we?
Yeah, so that's another little tip. Take your brochure in, highlight all the ones you want to see, because you will get confused about what you're seeing and who's in.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that's probably about it for really. I can't think of much more. If you've got any questions, put the comments below. Hopefully if I can't answer it, I'll try and find an answer, or someone else will comment, give you an answer. If you haven't been here before, I guarantee you're going to love it. If you like music, this sort of music, and you like music festivals, we've brought quite a few people, new people, and it's been great. Oh, and I know it's the end of the video, but if one of the guys stopped me in the main arena and said about he's come here the first time this weekend after watching my vlog. So if you're watching again, thanks mate. That's great to bump into you. Yeah, so that's it. So hope you enjoyed it. Please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. And I'm going to do a second vlog in a minute, and it's going to be all music without me rabbiting on. Unless you've
Thank
got anything to
goodness.
add.
No, I think you said enough.
I do like a chalk. See you later.